Good morning, everybody. We'll give you guys a quick little, give you guys some wisdom real quick. All right, so listen, I thought I would, a lot of times when I'm in my alone, when I'm in my alone space, or when I'm in my private space, my private quarters, or my space where, I can really think and concentrate when there are no kids around, when my wife is gone and when she's asleep, I get to really tap into a totally different level or a totally different plane of thinking. And I want you guys to know that you have to have your quiet space. That's what I was trying to think of. You have to have your quiet space that you can really tap into. You know what I mean? You got to have that quiet space. If you don't have that space, all right, it's gonna cause you to. Let me say, I'm not gonna tell you guys what it's gonna cause, but allowing yourself to have that quiet space or that personal space where you can sort of meditate and think. A lot of times when I'm doing long driving, I really meditate and I zone out, and it allows me to plan out things that might be a challenge, or you just having that alone time. You got to have that. Now, oftentimes, I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of me, because I know that we're tapping into this series that I have where I'm telling you guys about, my Forex journey, okay? And my Forex journey, I think we're on maybe the 5th or 6th segment right now. We have a couple more segments to go until we're done. But I want you guys to really experience some of the things that I go through. I want you guys to know that this walk that I've traveled, this journey that I've traveled, it's the same journey, it's the same things that you're experiencing right now in your life, okay? There's nothing different that I'm doing that, I'm giving you guys the same skills, the same tools that I've used, the same wisdom that I have. I'm putting that on to you guys. I'm charging you guys with it. I'm infusing you guys with the same wisdom, the same knowledge, same comprehension, okay? But it's up to you to actually use it. Now, let's get into the reason why I'm making this video. What motivated this video is because I know the series that we're going through right now, that I'm, like I said, I'm like on the 5th or 6th segment. It's giving you guys a background of me. It's allowing you guys to tap into my world, okay? And that's an awesome thing. Whether or not you do anything with it, with the information, that's totally up to you. I just want you guys to know that we're all the same. We can all relate one way or another. When I look at my charts, it's just like you guys looking at your charts. It's just like you looking at your chart. There's nothing special about my chart that, that's any, my chart, if I say look at the Euro NZD right now, it's going to look the same. I mean, of course, there may be a little variation depending on your broker. Of course, you may have more indicators on your chart, you may have less. That's the only difference. What you put into your chart that will cause you to see something totally different, which will determine the outcome, okay? That being said, I want you guys to know you can relate with me. The things that I do is the same as what you're doing. It's just that I follow a different set of rules. I choose to do things maybe a little different. And that's the reason why I have this movement, to let you guys know what it is that I'm doing, so that you can then maybe implement what I'm doing, maybe tweak it a little if you will, and if it works, then that's fine. All right, so let's move into the reason why I'm making this actual video. I always have a lot to say. I have a lot to say all the time. So, coming here to my property, it made me think. I want to share this with you guys. It made me start thinking about all that I've experienced up until this point. I remember struggling. You guys want to hear more about this. I'm gonna go surface right now, because in our series, my Forex Journey series, we're talking about the struggle that I've had, things that I've encountered along the way. During my struggle, I just thought to myself, you know what? If someone would just trust me with $5,000, if someone could trust me with $10,000 or whatever, everything will be different. I can make a difference in my life. But how many people do you know who would really trust you with that type of money? Not a lot of people. People are always looking for, what can you do for me? I'm not going to put myself out there for you, and then a lot of people just don't have it. They may think you're a wonderful person, but they just don't have it. So, me hoping that I could make a break or have a break, what really helped me is that when I caught my first break, when I got my hands on the first wad of cash, I did something with it. All right, and that's why the title was Reinvest Your Profit. Along your Forex journey, you guys are going to make great money in the Forex markets. You guys are going to lose money. I'm not hoping or wishing anything bad on anyone, but that's a part of the process. Until you adopt some type of discipline. It's all about discipline. When I fell to the ground, when I lost everything, it hurt so bad. As a man having pride, I was depleted. I was really torn apart. It hurt so bad that when I got my hands on my first piece of, I'll say my first bundle of money, from real estate, mind you, I said, you know what? I'm not going to go out and get all the things that I really desire. I was always wanted to, have the flashiest vehicle, nice cars. You guys know all the things that people, they look at as being, okay, this person is successful. That's not always true, because I was one who, on the outside, it looked like I was successful. Always stay fresh, the baddest clothes, this and that, car stay clean, but my bank account was near zero. That's the life of a lot of people, okay? And I knew I wanted better. So just to let you guys know, what I did was I was going to put the phone down, but I'm not going to do that. Okay, what I did was I realized that I needed to solidify the future. And that meant when I got my first real estate deal, profited $15,000, I took that money, instead of going out, buying clothes, buying stupid stuff that wouldn't allow me to get ahead in life, I reinvested that money. I reinvested that money into more properties, because at this point I had the knowledge. When we get deeper into my Forex journey, you guys are gonna see how the first couple years when I was going to different seminars, I was a seminar hopper. I was hopping from one seminar to the other. I was still gaining knowledge. And when I caught that first break, that was it. That was it. I didn't let up. I kept moving, because I knew that with the people that I had in my corner, the people that I knew that was in real estate, and those folks who were that I would run into in grocery stores or wherever I went, and they were telling me their success. And I said, you know, I already know that if I stay at this, my life is going to change. And one thing for certain is, can no one take away your experiences. We all have experiences in this dear life, whether you decide, you know what, I'm going to go out, I'm going to rob a bank. That's your experience. You have to own that. Whatever repercussion comes behind you deciding to rob that bank, that's your decision. You have to own it. Me, I decided that I was going to go out and I was going to reinvest that money because I saw the profit potential. I saw the opportunities were so vast in any area where I could take this money, reinvest this money, gain control over a set number of properties, and walk away with thousands of dollars in my pocket. I could do that. And I kept reinvesting that money. And reinvesting that money allowed me to be in a position that I'm in now where I can, you know, and this is, Lord knows that I'm not bragging. I'm not one to brag, and I want to touch on that. I know that a lot of you ask questions, well, man, you don't do things like everybody else. You don't show, you don't flash money and this and that. I'm not a young cat. I'm not young. Not saying that those who do that, they're young. Everyone has their own marketing strategy. My marketing strategy is not to be like anyone else where, you know, I'm going to do what it is that I think is best, where I can touch more people. But I also know that by me not flashing the money, there are people who are going to be skeptical. Is this guy really making money? I mean, I could, you know, I do well off of training people. I do well off of trading. I do well off of real estate. If I wanted to, and of course, other things, if I wanted to flash money, I could do that. I could say, well, this money, I got this money from trading, and it could be my dad's money. I mean, but I choose not to do that. I choose to reinvest my money. All right. And I want you guys to, you know, someone has to be that person to say, let me step out and be different and say, let me do something different because, you know, although that way it works, you get people sucked into that way, it works. It may work, but the bad thing about it is people, they look at trading Forex as a get rich quick scheme. But see, I look at Forex just like I do real estate. It's going to take time to build a property from the ground up. It's going to take time to allow the market to mature so you can reap the entire benefit of holding that trade. All right. So once you start to change the way you think, the way you look at whatever business that you're in, whatever business model you decide to engage in, when you decide to change the way you think, that's when your results will change. So when we go back to the topic of reinvesting your money, it's important to reinvest what you make in the market. We have to, in order for you to reinvest, okay, it's the reason why I had re and then invest. There's a reason why I have reinvest, because you cannot reinvest if you haven't invested already. All right, let's think about that. In order for you to gain knowledge in Forex, at some point, you're going to have to invest something, whether it's your time, whether it's your money. You're going to have to invest something in order for you to gain more knowledge, more experience. Hopefully you learn from the experiences, because those experiences will allow you to engage in better results. All right. So if you're not investing in yourself, whether it's, okay, I'm going to take 3 to 6 months and I'm going to learn how to trade Forex underneath, iMarkets Live. You know, everybody flock to iMarkets Live. I'm going to do that. And then if you go there and you say, you know what, okay, I invested my money and now it's time for me to go live, and I'm going to take the baby steps necessary to, and let me say this, I'm not marketing. This is no indirect way to market iMarkets Live. I'm not a part of iMarkets Live. I'm familiar with iMarkets Live, so I just thought of them. I mean, everyone knows who I am, So Darn Easy Forex, whatever, but came at the top of my head. So I just want you guys to know you have to invest in yourself. Take 3 to 6 months, invest in yourself. Map out your plan. Okay, the first month I want to learn this. The second month I'm going to do this. Break it down, 6 months. Okay, I'm going to give myself 6 months. 6 months is going to cost me this amount of money. Okay, but I have this amount of money. Tax time coming, I'm going to set aside this amount of money to take care of the course, and then I'm going to reinvest the rest of the money. But during the time that I'm going through the schooling, I'm going to start putting away $200 every month. So after 6 months, I have $1,200 more to put into the pot with the other monies from my taxes. And now I can, as a seasoned trader, as a trader that know how to actually trade, now I have even more money. Now I can trade at a higher pip value, so I can make even more money and keep reinvesting the same money into now real estate, whatever you want to do. You can do that. That's what it's about, increasing the pip value. Unfortunately, people are not taught that. There's so much, it's so much, but so many people, they miss the mark because they're taught to ramp up the volume and trade crazy high, and then they're lost. They're lost. They lose, and then they're also lost because they haven't figured out what is it that I'm doing wrong, when really what you're doing wrong is following what that person told you, or those folks over there told you. They told you to increase the volume and trade crazy high. And trading that high is not wise at all. It's not that wise. You guys have to know that in order for you to change the way you think, if you think getting into Forex, if your decision is getting into Forex and trading Forex at this crazy volume, and you create this habit, it becomes habitual, where every time you trade, you're trading really high. If you think that every time you trade, you're going to make profit, you're going to eventually lose in the market. And then what's going to happen after that? You'll never really get ahead. You'll always make money, but you'll be handing it right. Oh, here you go. You'll be handing it right back. So you have to get into a habit of being disciplined. And it starts with making those baby steps. Okay, start with making the baby steps, and make sure that when you're trading, you're reinvesting your money. You're following that discipline over and over again. Do not lose sight of the discipline. Okay, that discipline will allow you to survive in this market. Better yet, that same discipline you will then adopt the same discipline to other aspects of your life. Unfortunately, people don't do that. People only think that, oh, I need to be disciplined when I do this. All right? It starts straight out the womb. We're taught things. You do certain things. When you break the rules, you get a tap on your behind. When you decide that I'm going to skip school, and you eventually, if I understood all this when I was younger, oh boy, things would be a whole lot different. But when you're young and you think you know it all, you really don't know it all. You're just one of those, oh, I know. Those people that say they know all the time, but they really don't know nothing, but to say that they know stuff to make it appear that they're smarter than the average Joe, but really they're just like everyone else, trying to get ahead, but don't know anything. So just notice, you guys, all right? I can talk a hole in your head, but know the message that I come to bring to you guys today. Know that you have to reinvest. You have to invest first in order for you to reinvest. If you're not investing in yourself, then you're going to always bounce from different areas, and you're going to start adopting different mindsets. It's nothing necessarily wrong with adopting different ways of thinking. Nothing wrong with that. But at some point, you got to learn to have a mind of your own, okay? And that's what's most important. If you cannot differentiate between what's good and what's bad because you're jumping from everybody's different group, and you're never really honing in on what you think is good for self, you'll always be one like a puppet dangling around. You'll never really make that success. You'll never be that success story. I don't wish anything bad on anyone. Even those who are listening right now, those who just always decide, I'm going to give this guy a thumbs down because while, I want to be that person that gives a thumb down. If you're one of them people, you'll always have an issue. All right. So keep that in mind, you guys, and I will definitely talk to you guys soon. All right. What's going on, brother? All right, man. Doing good.